What's up, guys? So today was a weird day for me. Exactly 1 year ago, on March 17th, 2016, I injured my back. I woke up really excited that morning. It was the first day of spring practice, football. I was going into my senior year, and I was just excited. I worked so hard to become the player that I was gonna become, and throughout the whole practice, I was doing so good, football practice, and like 5 minutes before practice, I injured my spine really bad. For those that don't know, I suffered a spine injury exactly 5 minutes before practice was done. And I got rushed to the hospital. I couldn't walk, I couldn't move. And I was in the hospital for 10 hours. And when I was in that hospital, I had, one good friend by me, and, he just didn't know what to say because of what just happened. I didn't know what to say. And basically, guys, my life changed that day. That moment when that injury happened, I knew my career was over. I just couldn't move my legs. I couldn't do nothing. I thought I was paralyzed. I thought I would never be able to walk again. I thought, it's just thinking about it all day today just gives me the goosebumps for two main reasons. One reason on just rethinking what happened and just bringing back those memories, and just thinking that I really just, like, I lost everything I worked so hard for my whole life at that moment, And I was in Delaware. I had no family next to me. My coaches, nobody at the time even really cared, and nobody really thought it was a serious injury, but I knew it was. And then, after getting the results back, the doctor, that day the doctor was scared that I couldn't walk again. They had to put me on an x-ray, and they had to put me on to get my x-ray, they had to carry me. It was just very, very dramatic. It was a really scary day, and I will always remember March 17th because it was just the day that everything just got ruined. And I remember going back to my room that night, and when I went back to my room, I called my dad. I cried to my dad. I told him I didn't want to be at school no more. I was really, after that day, I got really depressed. I got really down, and I hit a moment and I've been through a lot of things in my life, but nothing that serious, nothing that sad, nothing that scary. When you wake up every day and you walk and you're not sure if you're gonna be able to walk again. I couldn't use the bathroom on my own. It was like it was terrible. It was just terrible. I went through that feeling for like a week. I started walking again, but the doctor told me I would never be able to fully walk again. After I left the hospital that day, he said the way my spine got damaged, I will never be able to walk regularly. I will have to get surgery immediately, or I will have to walk be in a wheelchair or walk with special equipment. And I didn't believe him. Guys, in life, people are gonna tell you things that doctors, people that are professionals in their field might tell you something, but if you feel like you can prove them wrong, or you feel like that isn't right, then go with your gut feeling. I went with my gut feeling. I knew I would be able to walk again and run and do everything I did before. I knew football was over because I know collision like that would just reset the injury, but I knew for a fact that I would be able to come back. Then 2 weeks later, I go back into the doctor. I see the doctor, and I walked in the doctor's office. I couldn't really sit down. But I was getting better. And then they put me in rehab. And then after rehab, they assigned me 6 months in rehab. They said I needed 6 months. I got done with rehab in 3 months. They said that basically my teachers came together and told me to leave the semester alone. They told me not to come back to class that semester and just redo the semester over the following semester, which would have left me behind, and I would have basically had to go, I would have graduated this spring instead of last winter. Basically started me all over. And I was in the middle semester, I told them I'll be able to do it. Guys, I got up. I don't believe in taking painkillers. I don't believe in taking drugs. I got up every day and I fought adversity. And I want to bring this video to you to tell you that there's gonna be a time in your life where you're gonna have serious adversity, really serious adversity, and it's not gonna ever feel like it's ever gonna end. It's gonna feel like the longest days. It's not gonna feel like a 24-hour day no more. It's gonna feel like a 72-hour day. You know, it's gonna feel like you're really alone. It's gonna feel like nobody's understands you. And I've been through this, you know, but one thing that kept me motivated was I pictured me being able to do everything I said I was gonna do. So when I woke up, I pictured myself finishing the semester and being able to graduate on time. I pictured me being able to walk again. I pictured me getting out of that depression. And then the biggest thing of all is I had to picture myself being Nate Ortiz, and the new me, not the athlete Nate Ortiz. And when you're an athlete your whole life and you've been one of the top athletes in everything you know, basically everything you do, and everybody has a dream for you to go professional, and that crashes, things change. And it changed for me overnight. So, you know, there's gonna be, like I said, adversity you're gonna go through, but there's a reason for everything. Now the other reason why I feel it's been a weird day for me is because I'm just so much more happier in 2017, March 17th, than I was in 2016 when I was injured. And I'm trying to tell you, the pain doesn't last forever. The pain will never last forever. There's gonna be, that's the beauty of life. There's gonna be rainy days, there's gonna be dark days, there's gonna be lonely days, but it doesn't last forever. I want you to take those days and I want you to just make your imagination powerful. I want you to picture the person you want to become on those rainy days and those sad days. I want you to really go against the odds. I want you to be motivated to become someone that everybody said you couldn't become. I want you to find yourself. I know a lot of you have been through a lot of adversity, and as a human being, you didn't fight through it, and you're stuck there now. This is how people get addicted to drugs. This is how people get addicted to the fast life. This is how people get addicted to alcohol, because they can't face the real adversity. But you can, any day now, you can just get up and just do it. You can just get up and just fight that adversity. So I was with Haskiri today, and I told her I want to put up the picture that I used as a thumbnail. I said, babe, let's put up the picture. She's like, yeah, babe, yeah. And I said, I want to put a powerful message behind it. Then I thought about it and I said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to make a video on it. You know, because before I used to be so, everything I've been through my whole life, I never talked to a counselor. Going through, you know, growing up with my mom being a drug addict, you know, and me going through the family problems that I went through, the counselor, they tried to recommend me to the counselor in grammar school, in high school, counseling outside of school, and I never wanted to do that. The thing that made me get over it, not get over it, but the thing that helped me the most was tell my story. And I was always comfortable with telling stories to strangers. I didn't care. If I just met you, I'll tell you my story. I will help you. I will motivate you. But I was always nervous to do it behind the camera sometimes. I was nervous. I don't like to talk about these things on Instagram and post it, because I feel like a lot of people, anybody can just put up a picture these days and just be motivational behind it. But they can't turn this camera on and be that person. You could fake being somebody behind a picture, but you can't fake being somebody in action, like behind the camera talking like this, you know? So I think this is very important for me to do. So this is why I'm bringing you that video. This is why I'm bringing you this video. So, you know, I still get back pain to this day, but I'm able to squat now. I'm able to train legs. I'm able to, you know, I'm a lot more flexible than what I used to. Whatever I learned in school plus the rehab I was doing, I just continue to do it. I don't believe in taking Advil, Tylenol. I don't believe in getting cortisone shots to my spine. I knew that it was just a muscle imbalance, so I fixed that, and I believed in that, you know, and the doctor said it was a miracle, you know, but I didn't believe it was a miracle. I just had faith. I believed, and I knew what I was capable of doing. You got to believe in yourself. When you go through adversity, you're going to tell people, yo, I'm going to do this. They're going to look at you while you're in that dark hole and say, whoa, bro, you're not going to do it. Or, whoa, girl, you're not going to do it. and they're not going to believe in you. So what I had to do is I stopped telling people, because people kept on tearing me down, and I was already torn down. I needed to be lifted. I needed I needed hope. So every time I try to tell people about my dream and about what I want to do, they used to always just bring me down more. So sometimes you got to be careful doing that. Get rid of those people that are bringing you down, and stay positive. Believe in yourself. Put yourself out. Today, I am a lot more happier in my life. We are officially made a year on YouTube. We officially have 720 subscribers now. We're helping people lose weight. We're helping people with advice with relationship. I'm helping people through life in general. People email me with personal things, and I'm a lot more happier helping people and doing what I'm doing now than I was playing on ESPN, being a football player. I'm a lot more happier with the person I am today than I was the person in 2016. And this is what happens. You go through adversity. Some doors close and other doors open for you. But it's not always a bad thing. It's meant to be. And I woke up today knowing that it was a year today since that happened to me, and I was like right here when that happened to me, and I'm right here now. And it just shows you that when you get over adversity moments and situations in life, and you're able to do that, you'll be able to do it in the next one, and then the next adversity, and then the next adversity. You're gonna have 1,000 adversities through this lifetime. So I just wanted to let you know that if you're going through something, or if you've been through something and you understand what I'm saying, to continue fighting and become the person that you dream of becoming. Don't give up. And you know, things happen for a reason, and I'm happy in life now, and I'm a lot further, and I'm who I want to be. I'm closer to who I want to be and closer to my dreams than I ever was in my life. So thank you guys for watching, and we will be having a vlog come out tomorrow for you guys too, so be ready for that. Thanks. Peace.